Hey guys, welcome to our first Sunday Night Power Plan of October. I really had to think here a minute ago. I was sitting down to pay some bills and I got super confused all of a sudden that I knew it was October, but then I thought it was like late October. And I was like, no, it's late September. And I was like, no, like look at the calendar. It's early October. I think that's just how time is flying by. So we're going to go into like obviously all the things that we're going to get done. The first thing I want to do though is I want you to have your blank calendar if you don't already have it in front of you, because we need to set some goals for October. We didn't do that last Sunday because we had too many days left of the month. Here we are 3 days in. You don't have to answer this out loud. I should open the chat though, by the way. Okay. Chat's open. What is your volume goal for the month of October? Make sure you have that written down on your calendar. So the first thing you're going to do is your volume goal. Then the next thing you're going to do with that goal that you just set is you're going to divide it by 31 because there's 31 days in October. So now you'll have a much smaller number. This is now your daily October goal. So again, you're going to want to write that down on your calendar. I always get so excited when there's that 31st day on the calendar, because that one day, I mean, sometimes that can just make such a difference. And then this is just me being anal. You don't have to, but like on my paper calendar, the Saturdays this month fall on the 2nd, the 9th, the 16th, the 23rd. So I would actually take my daily goal, multiply by 2, my daily goal, multiply by 9, so that at the end of every week, I know where I should also be. Again, that's just me being anal. If you do your rate of run, like we've done a million times, you don't have to have that, but I like it because it's quick at a glance. All right. So in addition to volume, because volume is great, but obviously you're not doing the volume alone, or you're not doing the volume by magic, unfortunately. What is your new customer goal? How many new customers do you want to sign up in the month of October? Oh, so would that total be the daily then? What I do is like, so let's say your daily goal is, I'm going to do easy math because it's Sunday night. Let's say you want to do $100 a day. Well, on Saturday the 2nd, I would write down $200. And on Saturday the 9th, I would write down $900. And then during the week, I can kind of look and be like, oh, I'm only at 550 and I need to be at 900 by the Saturday to be on goal. Does that make sense? Yeah, no. Unmute and ask me what you're really trying to ask me, please. Oh, you're still muted.
I'm trying to figure out, so by the 9th, I should be at $900 a day or $900
if your goal was $100
volume?
a day.
Right.
So I just do that so that at the end, so I have like I have a goal at the end of each week that I know I should be shooting for. So I take my daily goal and I might multiply it by the date.
Okay.
So in this case, the Saturdays are 2, 9, 16, 23, and 30. So okay. I just break it up like that to kind of help me. But again, if you're doing your daily rate of run, you don't have to do that. I just like to be able to like glance at my calendar and glance at the cloud back and forth and know kind of where I am.
Okay. So like on the 9th, you'd want to be at $900.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And then on the 16th, I'd want to be at 1,600 and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So how many new customers do you want to have in the month of October? What your goal? And then what is your goal of new promoters to your team? How many people do you want to sign in as a promoter or happy customers that you convert to promoter in the month of October? And I just had a total brain fart. Would October possibly be a qualifying month for the next trip? Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Sandra. Remember, I thought it was late October and then late September earlier. I'm kind of messed up. Okay. So it's very possible that October, November, and December will be qualifying months for the February trip. So keep that in mind when you're setting those goals. And remember, if I just said that and you're like, what's it matter? I'm not going on a trip in February. Well, number one, not with that attitude. You're not. You're right. And B, maybe you're like, how would I get 4 promoters or whatever the qualifications might come out to be? Well, start with 4 happy customers in October, because by December, they could be 4 happy promoters. Yes, you'll have to go find 4 new customers, but that's okay. That's what we do every day, right? So you got your volume goal for the month, you got your new customer goal for the month, and now you have your promoter goal for the month. Now, while we're looking at this big giant blank calendar in front of you, I'm going to ask you what day your local is on. I'm just asking, what day is your local on? Whether your local is in person or your local is online, what day is your local on? Our team has a local scheduled for October 14th. So we have one right in the middle of the month. If you're on this and you don't have a local scheduled yet, oh, Sandra, yeah, good. Yeah, Sandra got that. I would encourage you to do so. Also, in the downline, my downline, just because I have a thing scheduled on October 14th, doesn't mean you can't have your own local at some point in time this month. Just because that to me is a Thursday, that works really well for the location and yada, yada. Maybe you want to do a Saturday morning, you know, Thriving Alive type thing. What, have people come without their breakfast and coffee in their belly and pop Thrive in their mouth as soon as they walk in the door. Maybe you want to do a Tuesday night play group kind of thing. I don't know. I'm just throwing out anything I can think of, because here's the deal. If you as a business owner aren't planning your own events, you as a business owner are holding your business back. And maybe you're like, I don't have a place, or at blah, 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 all the excuses. You're online right now on a Zoom. This could easily be a local. So when are you planning your local, your Thrive After 5, your Girlfriend and Gab, whatever the heck you want to call it? When are you getting people together to share stories about Thrive? That is all that means. And yes, maybe you ask 5 Thrivers to get on with you on a Tuesday afternoon to share their stories. And maybe it's you and those 5 Thrivers, and that's the only people that get on. Big whoop, record it, put it on your YouTube, share it on your Facebook, use it on your Instagram, IGTV, like schedule it. Even if it doesn't turn into like 30 people that hop online to listen in real time, that's okay. But my point is, if it's not on your calendar, I can guarantee it's not going to happen. So get tough with yourself. You're on here on a Sunday night to plan for the week. You clearly want to build your business. What day is your local? What day of the week or the month is your team call or your team Zoom or your team live? I don't care what you call it. What is the day of the week that you go into your team chat and you put a motivational quote? What is the day of the week that you go into your team chat and say, hey, who's drinking their water? Everyone is at a different spot. Some of you have 2 promoters that you maybe have a chat with. Some of you have an entire team page. What day are you dedicating to make sure you have some sort of conversation? My team meets every Monday at 7:30 on Zoom, like clockwork. Sometimes it's me talking, sometimes it's a guest talking. We don't miss it. And if I'm out of town, some awesome team member covers for me. Set a time, set a date, make a commitment. Because again, a lot of people are like, well, my team, it's your business. Make the commitment to your business. If you can go back and look at your team chat in 6 months and say, you know what, I showed up once a week with a health tip, a Thrive tip, a motivational tip for my team, then you can be proud of what you've done. But if you go into your team chat in 6 months and you're like, all I shared was the company promos, you're not really building a team, right? You're just exchanging information. So what day of the week, like think about it now, plan it out for October. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's Domestic Violence Month. It's something else I just saw the other day and I was like, and I can't remember what it was. If anybody knows what else it is, it's another month for something else. These are things you can just share with your team, talk about with your team. October is also clearly all about Halloween. So maybe start talking about non-sweet treats for Halloween or healthier treats for Halloween or how to get rid of the candy when Halloween comes. Start talking to your team because you have to remember your team started with you and people you knew. And then those people brought in people they knew. And then those people brought in people they knew. And so, yeah, maybe now you're down to 2 people and they're like your level 4 and you don't totally know them. Get to know them. It's your team. If you owned a business and you hired an employee that you never met in your life, you would not just have the person come in every day to work and never speak to them. You would talk to them. You would share tips with them. You would get to know them. That is your team. They're not your employees, but you get my point. Like, you're all supposed to work together. So get to know them, talk to them, let them get to know you by sharing things that are important to you. Okay. Also on your calendar, obviously you're going to want all your auto ship dates circled, highlighted, whatever, the 5th, the 10th, the 15th, 20th, and the 25th. Yesterday was free credit day. Hopefully you made some mention of free credit, and, or you've got still time to talk about how you got free credits on Saturday, to put towards that. Those of us going to Vegas, it's the 21st through the 24th. Those of you not going to Vegas, a lot should be happening while we're in Vegas. So you're going to want to keep your phones charged. You're going to want to pay attention to your team page. You're going to want to pay attention to really all the team pages. New products are going to be launched. They've already given us the teaser about the new shake flavors. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for the detox, because we've talked about that in a couple of things. So maybe now's the time. I don't know. There could be some huge company promo dropped at the event. So just because you didn't earn it or you're not there doesn't mean that it's not going to be an important weekend for you also. So we arrive on the Thursday, the 21st. Most likely, I don't have the agenda yet, unless I'm missing something. Usually by Friday night, which is the 22nd, there'll be some sort of party, and it's at the party that they will do the announcements. Vegas is ahead of Ohio time. So just keep track of that. Like if I say to you, the party's at 7, don't be mad at me at 7 p.m. Eastern when I haven't said something. What are you trying to say, Sandra? I saw you move.
Vegas is behind Ohio time, not ahead.
Oh, that's what I mean. I'm sorry. Yes, it's behind us. Thank you. So if I tell you, the party's at 7, that's 7 o'clock Vegas time, not Ohio. But I know that Lacey Vamos is actually she opened up her house that Friday night, and she's inviting any Thriver that wants to come, and they can just sit and all stalk their phones together. So if you're not going to be in Vegas, I would encourage you to find a gathering like that, or me, I would say host it, have it at your own house, ask people to come over, ask your team to come over. All you got to do is pop some popcorn and sit around. Maybe if you want to be the hostess with the mostest, you can mix up some blast, or you could whip up some Thrive Bites. And, again, it's your team. Be there with your team. When it comes out what flavors are coming out, be there with your team, get their reaction, find out who's going to, who wants to try what, who's going to order. I think there's more than one new flavor coming out, if I read all that right. And so maybe there's 3 of you together and there's 3 new flavors, and you each decide to order a box and you share with each other. I don't know. I'm making up stuff in my head because it hasn't happened yet. But the point is, just because you're not there doesn't mean that this isn't something for you to be paying attention to and get excited about. So that's, again, most likely going to be Friday the 22nd. Okay, still, again, looking at your calendar, what day of the week sorry about that. What day of the week are you going to mark to do promos for your team? So I tend to do them on Tuesdays, just because I have a bit more time to think on Tuesdays. And I don't always do company-wide promos. Sometimes I go into a specific leg and offer a promo. What are you going to do? What are you thinking? And remember, for my team, we had a Zoom. I can't for the life of me think of the gal's name right now, but she talked about how sometimes she just does even a promo for, if you share your capsules on your story for 7 days in a row, I will send you 1 packet up. It doesn't have to be a $150 new customer to reward people. Reward people for the behavior that you want to be repeated. It's so easy to be like, yeah, get a new customer. Okay, well, how do you get a new customer? Well, that's where you go to the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's where you go to the stories. That's where you go to your locals, to your online events. So reward that behavior. So what is something you could say, hey team, hey, all 3 of you in my team chat, if over the next 5 days, you share a story from the Lavelle fan page on your personal Facebook and screenshot it so I see that you did it, I will send you whatever you have on your shelf to send something. Oh, okay, the dogs are fussing. So think outside the box, but think about what you want to happen. So a lot of times you'll hear people say, I'm going to do a promo for my black leg. Well, that's when you have, maybe you have legs on your team where one team is just killing it and the other team isn't, well, what can you do to that to help this team? Do you see the people on that team are really working? Maybe they don't know how to work. Maybe that team fell down because their leader left. So maybe that team needs nurturing, as in, hey, I want to see your face on a Zoom 3 times this week, or hey, I want to see you screenshot I completed my Maria's last 90 days. Like, think about what activity you want people to do and then reward it. But I want you tonight to pick the day that you're going to do that. Because again, if you don't write this stuff down and commit to it, it's very easy for me to tell you I do promos on Tuesday. It's also very easy for me to get to the end of the day and be like, oh, it's Tuesday. That's okay. I didn't really, it's not, I'm not there on my calendar to check off. I'll do it tomorrow. Well, tomorrow turns into the following Tuesday. So make sure you have it on your calendar. Okay, I think that's that kind of stuff. I do want to throw out, hopefully everyone on here has registered for Maria's last 90 days. If you haven't, I don't know if you still can. Does anybody know? Can somebody get in at the last minute? I mean, like if you get a new promoter, can they hop in? If anybody knows that, let me know. You can either unmute or you can type in the chat. But it's simple, you guys. It's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She's not asking you to do anything that she's not doing or that we're not doing, right? So there's just something about that accountability, though. When you have to report back to somebody that, yay or nay, I did do this or I didn't do this. I know I got the text reminder last night. We were out to dinner with some friends and I was like, oh, good thing I'm ready for that. So just, if you're not signed up for it, find out if you can. And if you are signed up for it, kudos to you, because that's really going to help you. I mean, everything I tell you to do is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you're set and ready to go. So Thrive Against Cancer and the pink ribbon. I'm so glad they brought the pink ribbons back. I was worried with the Thrive Against Cancer that maybe they wouldn't, but that is definitely something to talk about, you guys. So I know a lot of times people are like, well, I don't want to be salesy and blah, blah, blah. So talk about the amazing things that your company is doing. We raise money every year for breast cancer research. Now we are raising money every single month for cancer research. So if you're uncomfortable selling a product, just brag about the company you work for. Brag about what they've done. I should have written it down before I got on here, and I'm sure it's somewhere if we can find it. But how much money in the last 9 years has Lavelle given to breast cancer research? I'm sure it's a lot. Those are the kinds of things that will help connect people. Maybe this is just me, maybe it's you, but I know a lot of times if I'm trying to choose between a couple of things, I will go with the company that I feel most connected to. Or like if I need to buy something, but I know there's a local company that sells it, I will go to the local company instead because I feel connected to them. So if somebody's out there and right now they're like, I don't know, I'm thinking of Thrive, but I'm also thinking of running to GNC or wherever. If they see something like that and think, man, that company lines up with my values too, I really care about that, they're going to connect to that. So you don't always have to talk about the product. You don't always have to talk about the comp plan. You can talk about the amazing things our company does. And when we're not focused on that, we always have Nourish. We're always trying to feed children who don't have food. So I think sometimes we forget, like we get, and I get it. We're, it's a product that we sell. So we're very focused on new launches and discounts and la, 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 but we are always doing good things in the world. And so that's something you can always brag about also. And you could even figure out a way to do a promo with your team that somehow wraps around the breast cancer DFTs or the Thrive Against Cancer DFTs or the Nourish. I think November is a great time to do some sort of promo around Nourish because of Thanksgiving. And obviously we have such abundance and everyone's celebrating with food, but how, you as a team, and I'm just planting seeds, what could you do to help someone in need through the Nourish? So anyway, so those are my thoughts for all of that. We have an auto ship Tuesday. Today is Sunday. If you have not contacted these people, you need to. Let's find out who they are. You're going to log into your cloud for me real quick. And you're going to go to the My Team button. And from there, you're going to go to the customer button. I said it faster than my computer. Okay. And at the very top where it says customer number, customer name, email, scroll all the way to the right, click the box that says next auto ship twice. It's going to populate. You want to look for anybody that says 10-5. And quite honestly, I would look for people that say 10-10 where we're at it. These are the people who you've got to get into the messenger with tonight, the 10-5 people for sure. I'm a big fan of stalking them on their social media first, seeing what they've been up to the last week or so. I like to go into Messenger or text message and remind myself what we talked about the last time. Maybe 2 weeks ago, somebody told me in Messenger that they were, well, we just had this with a group chat. It's not my person, but I'll share it. There was a gal who tried Black Label last month. And about a week or two ago, she's like, you know what? I just don't feel as good. She doesn't need it. She's getting really, really, really mellow. And that's not what she needs. And so granted, through that group chat, we've had that conversation. Well, if she was my auto shipper tomorrow, I definitely want to follow up with her and be like, I know we talked about Black Label not being your jam. So let's make sure we get logged in and we get rid of the Black Label and we put the regular or the ultra or whatever the heck it is that they're, this person's going to go with. Like you could pick up where you left off. If you don't have something like that, then that's why I like to stalk the social media and see you guys around here. We've had so many homecomings and things like that this weekend that it's super easy to talk to people about, the kids' dress, where they ate dinner. I mean, just, there's always that moment where you see the kid you knew when they were 5 and now they're like 16 and you're like, holy cow, like, wow. So you could talk to, if I see a parent who has a kid in homecoming, I'm going to obviously bring, how was homecoming? Where did they have it? Yada, yada, yada. And then inevitably that's probably going to you're going to probably be talking to a parent who's really busy, who's had their hands full trying to get stuff ready. I know around here, I kept reading a lot of stuff on Facebook that parents were struggling to find, like boys, especially, they were struggling to find dress clothes for boys in store. So, that could be a conversation that you find out that maybe somebody posted about that and you can just everybody loves to talk about what's stressing them out. So find out what's stressing out your customer. And then from there, you can start a conversation about, hey, you've mentioned how stressful things have been. Have you tried our new product, Chill? Or, since you're auto shipping this month, I'm just going to send you a packet of Chill. Remember, you don't always have to give away the farm. You don't have to send them a whole box of Chill or, envelope of Chill. You can just send them one packet. Or, maybe they say they've been, this, that, or the other, and you can send them rest gel or whatever. And you guys, I know when I'm saying this, some of you are like, I don't have that on my shelf. I know. So 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 5 people on my screen right now that I know we all live close enough together. If someone said, hey, I need one packet of Chill, somebody's going to have it and somebody's going to get it to them. So throw it out on your team page or ask your upline. If there is a product that you really want your customer to try, you can find it. I promise you can find it. I've mailed stuff to people out of state, one packet of something for someone else because they wanted to try it and I had it. Like, we're thrivers, we're good people. So don't hold yourself back. Oh, Angel Baby. Okay. Yes, it was. October has a lot of months that if I swear, Sandra, I thought it said I'm eating 5 chilies tonight. And I'm like, what? 5 chills tonight. Pace yourself, girl, pace yourself. We want you to be awake in the morning. So make sure you're talking with your auto shippers because we have that coming up. And then one last thing I'm going to share, I'm just talking out loud, and this is probably more for my team, but whatever, maybe they'll help some of you or give you something to think about. I had a leader retreat. I was so lucky the month before that to be on a leader retreat. We have our monthly locals. I love that time. I love that time. And I realized I've always loved that time, but because we've all been separated for so long now, that time is just even more exciting, right? Like we get to be together. And so I really want to make an effort the last 90 days to do more face-to-face things with my team. And like, I'm even thinking, and obviously I have a crazy calendar as most of you do, but I'm thinking of looking at my calendar and being like, okay, you know what, on Thursday, the 7th at 10 o'clock, I have a 2-hour break. Maybe I could just say, hey, I'm going to be at the Breakfast Club, which is a little restaurant here in our town. If you have anybody that you want to talk about Thrive with, let's grab them. Let's grab something to drink and sit and spend time together. Or maybe you say, I've been wanting to talk to you about my goals or, whatever. Like, I would love to just get to spend more time with people. And I just think, like, I remember not that long ago, it seems like forever, but not that long ago, where like you could literally grab lunch with somebody and they would bring a friend and you would talk to them about Thrive and answer their questions. It was basically a 3-way call, but over lunch. And I miss that so much. And I feel like those were just so much better, like so much better. So I'm just throwing that out there. Like, think about that. I know like not everybody can be around everybody and all those things, but if you're comfortable and you have a place where you can go and again, maybe this is something you share with your team, you know, hey, every Monday at 2, I'm going to be at XYZ. If you have a potential thriver, come meet me. Here's the kicker though, you guys, if you set that up and nobody comes, you better make sure you get on your phone at place XYZ and do some sort of Facebook Live, some sort of team live, maybe do a Zoom, something that would still be productive and beneficial for your team. Like, don't just sit there and be like, well, nobody can about Thrive. Yes, they do. They just didn't care about it at that time and in that place. Courtney says, pick me, pick me, pick me. Courtney, I'm about to pick you a whole bunch here real soon, girl. You're going to be super close. I lied. That wasn't my last thought. My last thought is customer groups. I know for our customer group, which is called Vibin' and Thrivin', Samantha Cox asked me if she could run with it, kind of take over. And I said, yes, please, for the love. That would be wonderful. If you're not utilizing your customer group, you are missing out. If you, maybe you're not in Vibin' and Thrivin', that's fine. Maybe you're in a different customer group, whatever customer group you're in, make sure you're putting all of your thrivers in there, like literally all of your thrivers. And I will tell you, I go to my Thrive. I go to like, so maybe say Sandra's my thriver. I just shoot her. I put her in the group and say, hey, I just want you to know I added you to Vibin' and Thrivin'. It's where we share lots of tips and tricks and recipes about Thrive. You're welcome to leave the group if you want, but it's super, super great. And I put her in there. She's my thriver. She's been thriving. It's not like say maybe Laura was like, what's that Thrive stuff? And then I just throw her in there without talking to her, right? This is somebody who's already thriving. They have the option to get out. I think it's really important. And then in addition to that customer group, you guys, we have I forget what we called it when we were in Florida. It's like purgatory. It's like the land between being a customer and the land between being a promoter. Like they don't know, they're not sure. That's what, to me, Wi-Fi Wealth is for. If you have somebody who's like, yeah, I'm a customer, but I'm thinking of promoting, or I can't decide if I want to be a customer or switch to, be a promoter. That's where I would say, well, we have this great group where you can learn a whole lot about the business. How about I put you in there for a couple of weeks and you decide? And then I would really keep track of that though. If I had a potential and I put them in Vibin' and Thrive, put them in Wi-Fi Wealth, which is where they're going to hear from different leaders in the company that are going to share they're sharing their stories, but they're sharing more of the business side of the story. I would only keep them in there. If after a couple of weeks, they don't make the decision, I would probably pull them out and then they can always go back in if they decide to, but I just wouldn't leave them in there forever because I feel like, I don't know, what if they switch and go to a different company and here we've got them in I don't know. That's just me being weird. You guys make up your own rules like I do, but I think Wi-Fi Wealth is a very missed opportunity that people either they don't know about or they forget about. And I know I'm very guilty of forgetting about it. So you have your team page, which for me is Dream Team. You have your customer page, which is Vibin' and Thrivin'. And then if you've got somebody that's kind of in between on the fence, they're not really sure if they want to promote yet, or maybe they are already a customer or they can't decide what to do. Wi-Fi Wealth, I think, is a great place to put them. There are so many resources, like so many that when people say, I can't, it literally makes my blood boil because you can. You have to choose to do it, but it can be done. So did anyone happen to take a picture of our Zoom here tonight? Okay, would you tag me in it because I keep forgetting to do it. And then I feel like I don't really work much on social media, but I do. So, okay, that's it, you guys. I hope you have your goals for October. I hope you have your auto ship people ready. Your goals for October is basically like our rate of run. Maria's last 90 days, if you're not in it, find out if you can get in it. Make sure you're talking about and focusing on the pink ribbon and the Thrive Against Cancer. When is your local? When are you meeting with your team? What kind of promo are you using? And make sure you're using customer groups and the Wi-Fi Wealth group. So that's it. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.